What they want to know is that I'm now driving like a huge car, like expensive, bought an amazing house, but in reality, it's all BS.
You didn't take a helicopter here today?
No. I took my private jet.
Hey, and welcome to Start Yours, a podcast from Oberlo about what it's like to start a business. My name is David, and in this episode, we're talking with Mordecai Arba, a longtime e-commerce entrepreneur and founder of the product curation site ecomhunt.com. I'd bet there aren't that many people in the world who've devoted more time and energy and overall bandwidth to dropshipping than Mordecai has. In addition to running Ecom Hunt, he is a serial store launcher, and he's the first to admit that they are not all home runs. We talked to him about what makes his successful stores successful, what makes his less successful stores, less successful, and we also dig into what Ecom Hunt has taught him about finding winning products. Winning products, by the way, is a term that he claims as his own, but we're still waiting to see those patent papers. Anyway, we hope you enjoy the podcast. If you do, please consider subscribing. All right, here's Mordecai. Your first big dropshipping store was selling photography gear. And this was back in 2017, and this store really blew up, and it generated more than 1 million in sales. And this is kind of the dream for lots of people, to find a product or to find a niche and then just scale and scale and scale. What was it like for you to go from, a few years prior, never having even heard of dropshipping, to then, having this store that all of a sudden was up over 7 figures?
Well, what most people want to know, what they want to know is that I'm now driving like a huge car, like expensive, bought an amazing house, but in reality, it's all BS. The reality is that when you run this volume, when you have like this huge store, it's really hard.
You didn't take a helicopter here today?
No. I took my private jet. But seriously, it's really hard, because every step on the scaling process is like it's a different business. Like, it's a whole new world, So if you're selling like for 5K a month and then you sell for 10K a month, it's totally different. It's like a new business. You need to talk to suppliers. You need to have like everything in place, everything organized, logistics, marketing, budget, cash flow is like the biggest pain, No one thinks about cash flow, but you're spending a lot of money before making any money. Mm-hmm. And many dropshippers say like, yeah, you can simply spend what you just earned, to keep scaling. But it's not true, because you have like fees. So if you're scaling too fast and you don't have like this big cash flow behind you, you will get stuck. And this is like hell for dropshippers, because that means you need to stop the ads. You need to pay everyone before getting anything. And, it's cool. You're making sales. I remember that day when we started to do like over 10K a day in sales. It was like amazing. The Shopify notification was like
the ka-ching.
The ka-ching thing. Yeah, I remember myself like shutting it off, Uh-huh. It was so annoying, because it was like every second. And there are some good experiences, and it sounds like really, really good. But something that I think would be like really important for your new users is that dropshipping is a business like any other business. So you always need to be on the numbers. And if you don't, you miscalculate like the smallest part in this business, you will lose your margins. Mm-hmm. And I know for a fact, because if I recall, I had like this $200,000 store, and all left from this store was like nothing. Mm-hmm. Everything was spent. Like, we were going from winner to winner to winner to winner, and this is like what most dropshippers do. They look for a winner, they want to scale it, and they want to collect the profit, and they don't really think about it as a real business. Mm-hmm. And I think like this is the core problem of dropshipping. Like, everyone is like, yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money, I'm going to be rich in 1 month.
Doesn't work like that?
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, you mentioned before that
it takes 2 months. No, just kidding.
You said before we hopped on that you had a few stores that weren't home runs.
Yeah.
What was
few would be like really nice.
Okay.
Few is really nice. I had a lot of stores that didn't work. I actually have today many stores that didn't work. Like, almost every 2 weeks I launch a new store, trying a new niche, a new product. And this is the spirit. Like, you need to always be on top of your emotions. You fail, you come back again, you try again. This is this business. So we started with general stores, and this is what I also suggest to anyone out there. Don't start with a niche because you need to learn so much. The learning curve is like huge.
And just to define those real quick, so a niche store is a store that sells products that are all very much tied together. They're all very specific around a particular theme, and they would tend to go after a very specific target audience. And then a general store, on the other hand, is a store that has a wide variety of products that might appeal to an equally wide variety of people. So I guess a question that would come from that is if you've seen, in your experience working with dropshippers, if you've seen certain characteristics or traits that might indicate that somebody would be better suited for one or the other when it comes to a niche store versus a general store.
That's like a good question, because both of them are good concepts. I cannot say like this works better than that, but it also depends on your skills. So if you are already a really experienced marketer, how stores should look like, and you have like a lot of experience in basically in marketing, I would say like go niche directly. You don't need to waste your time on general stores, but most people don't have this experience. Mm-hmm. They need to learn like Facebook ads. They need to learn about email marketing, retargeting, retargeting on website, native ads, YouTube ads, Google. There's so many stuff you need to learn. So I would say like go general, test many products and do Facebook ads. Focus on that until you feel like comfortable with the platforms, until you feel like you know your stuff. And at some point you will find a winner that you will want to probably pivot to a niche store.
So I wanted to ask you about saturated products, and this is, on Ecom Hunt, there's actually a metric for how saturated a certain mm-hmm. product might be, and there's kind of a common sense calculation that you don't want to sell a product that's already really saturated, but you also don't want to sell a product that nobody's interested in, so that there should be some sort of like happy medium here between too much and too little. Mm-hmm. How should people approach this, both in terms of Ecom Hunt's own metrics and then also just generally, when is something mm-hmm. Too saturated versus not popular enough?
Between us
and everyone listening.
And everyone listens. No, so it's a secret that will be revealed. I don't really believe in this concept. People are saying saturated products. I truly believe that it doesn't matter the product. What matters is like how you market it, how you price it, how you build the story around this product, and you can take almost any product out there and scale it and make sales with it. And even if you don't scale it, you can still make sales. So if someone out there thinks that products are getting saturated, it's wrong. Like we had this dude, he tested the product on e-commerce like from 2 years ago, and he scaled for over $1 million in sales with a saturated product. Mm-hmm. So you can see that there is some kind of a rotation on the social networks. Like people are changing all the time. So even if you take an old product, it can still, you can refresh and resell it.
So fidget spinners could still be a thing, huh?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think this is a good example. Saturated. Yeah, I think that this is a good example for a saturated product. Uh-huh. But most of them are not saturated. When I see a saturated product, I'm a bit excited because it's already proven to work. Uh-huh. I don't need to come up with the right strategy and test hundreds of different creatives to know what works. I just need to take what's already working, refresh it, make it feel new, and resell it. That's it.
What does that process look like? I mean, you mentioned that you can't do it with everything. Maybe there are some things that are like really truly saturated. But Spinner. But what would how would you identify one of these opportunities where something is in some people's eyes it's saturated, but for other people it's brand new?
Well, I think that this type of products are the products that solves a problem. I think the problem always exists. Mm-hmm. Even if someone solved this problem like a few years ago, it's still a problem. People are growing, people are joining Facebook every day, every month. Like it's new active users. It's not always the same people. So I think that even if you solve the problem and you solve it like for a long time, I think there is room, There will always be people with the same problem mm-hmm. that no one reached to them and said like, hey, we have a solution. Different languages, different countries. Mm-hmm. Like the world is huge. Even if you scale to 7 figures like weekly, you can still tap into this market. And a great example for this type of product is the black mask. Do you remember this black mask? This cream that you put on your face
Like it opens up your pores. Or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah. So this was like the spinner, the fidget spinner, like back in 2017, I think. And everyone said like this product is saturated. Everyone started to sell it like really intense. It was like the huge spinner of beauty and creams and stuff. And at 2018, 1 year later, I told to a friend of mine, like, I'm going to sell the black mask. And it's like, man, this market is already...
It's done.
It's done. Like, the reviews are nasty. Like, people crush this product. And, like, I'm going to prove everybody that we can still sell this product. So I uploaded a new ad, a new copy, rebranded the page, new everything was fresh, brand new. And I targeted Canada. And the reason I went for this country is because I figured that on AliExpress, it's too expensive to ship this black mask. So most sellers didn't even bother to target Canada. So this is what I did, and we started to get sales like every day, like 5 sales, 6 sales. I couldn't scale it. It was like a non-scalable product, but I still made money.
So people shouldn't be too scared off by saturation. Got
Yeah.
it. What are some other things that you think people should keep in mind as they're evaluating how legit a product could be to sell in their own store?
First of all, buy that product. Order one of these, like I always do. Every time I want to sell a product online, so go to Amazon, go to YouTube, go to Google, go to blogs that talk about these products, and try to see if it's a really good product, if it's actually working before trying to sell it. Because eventually you will get chargebacks, refunds, and a bad reputation, and you will end up closing your store. You don't want that. And if you see that everything is okay, order one of them to your place, like check it out, use it, try to see like if it's a good product. So for example, we had this product that we want to sell. It was like a case for iPhone, and on the back of the case you could write stuff.
All right.
Like a lead. I don't even know how the technology works, but it was really cool. You could write down like groceries, tasks, numbers. So when I saw this product, I was like, yeah, all people will love this product. It's really cool. And we ordered one, and we did the test like for 2 months. So most people will never do that, but I really want to know how long will the text appear on the back of my phone? Like, will it be erased with after 2 days, or it's there infinity? So we wrote something, I left it on my desk, and for 2 months, it was still on the screen. So I'm like, okay, this product is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good example, I think, for anyone that wants to sell something online. Order a unit. It's not expensive. Test it. It will take like 2 weeks to arrive. Yeah, if you're positive about the quality and you know that you can stand behind your product, it will also give you will be more confident about your store and about what you answer to your customers.
Is this step of ordering a sample product, I mean, you talk to dropshippers all the time. Is this something that you see not everybody doing? I mean, is this kind of a foreign concept for some people to actually go ahead and order the product?
I think that most sellers don't do it. They don't even bother to check the product. They simply want the money. They want to sell online. They want to make money. And this is something that I personally dislike, because someone is giving out their money to buy from you. They trust your store. They decided that they want to do business with you. And you're shipping them like a really poor product. And it's bad karma. I think it's simply bad karma.
Okay.
Yeah.
On like on a spiritual level.
Not
just chargebacks.
Yeah. I think on a spiritual level, it will eventually there will be a chargeback in some way. I don't know.
Chargeback on your soul.
Yeah, something like that. So I think you should definitely check products if you're going to sell online.
I wanted to ask you about AliExpress. I mean, this is a platform that people use to source dropshipping products, and it's unbelievable how much stuff is on AliExpress. You know, you can find 200 different versions of the exact same thing. You've spent as much time studying products as anybody, and AliExpress, you know, as this product mecca, you know, it's where a lot of dropshippers turn. And what are some of the things that you look for in the AliExpress infrastructure that might signal that a product's good? So by that, I mean the orders or the reviews. If you see a product that looks cool, all right, great start, but then what's like the next step to determine how viable that is?
It's easy to find a good product. You know, you can see like if you said wow when you saw it, or what is this? You know, when you have like a emotional reaction when you see the product, I think that this is the first sign of a good product. The second step would be like, is it actually working? You know, it could be like weird or wow or what is this, but that's it. It stopped there. And if you don't have the next step, which is like, is it working? Like, is this real? If you don't have that step, this product is not a winner. So you need to have these two steps. Then what I usually do is like put it like in this Excel sheet, you know, and then I start to calculate like if I had like a conversion for $10, how much money would I make? I add inside like the fees, I add inside the cost of the fulfillment, the cost of the shipping, and then I build up like this huge file where I can type in like 1,000 orders, how much money do I make? 500, 100, you know? And based on those numbers, I can kind of know, you know, it's not real because eventually Facebook decides how much will you be paying for the conversions.
Yeah.
But you can still get an image of what you're going to spend, you know. So you can, for example, see that I need to spend like $1,000 to make $20,000. Is it worth it or not? I don't know. It depends on the product. So many products that I wanted to test, when I placed it in this sheet and I calculated like everything, I was like, yo, I need to sell like 10,000 units to make 5K. It doesn't make any sense. So move on next. Unless you change your strategy, you know, there's free plus shipping stuff and all of that. But if you want to like keep simple, retail price, discount, traffic from Facebook, and I keep it simple, you should definitely make this kind of calculations, because if you're selling a product that eventually will make you losing money, you don't want to sell it from the beginning.
Right.
You want to be prepared for that. Like it should be like apart from your plan. If your plan is to break even and then upsell, so you should know about it. So that's pretty much it. The next step, as soon as you find a product, make your numbers, you know.
You mentioned Facebook a couple times.
Yeah.
That's something that you used back in your early days of dropshipping, you know, years ago, and are still using today. And I'm curious in what ways Facebook has evolved over that time, and how you've had to adapt as well to the platform.
Well, when we started, like 2014, I think, everyone was doing like post engagements, ads, like really simple posts, image, not even a video, nothing special, and it worked, you know. But today it's not working anymore because Facebook is optimizing their system like every day. And today, when you run a post engagement, you will actually get engagement. You will not get any sales. You can get any few sales, but this is not the main objective of your campaign.
So you could have post engagement or conversion or traffic. You're talking about the different objectives?
Yeah, different objectives. So when we started, the objectives, you can say that they didn't work. You know, whatever you do, like it's the same thing, you're getting sales. Today, it's different because each objective is actually working. You know, if you do a post engagement, you will get engagement. If you do traffic, you will get. Everything is like slowly getting better, optimized. So if I were starting today, and we do it like almost every week, we start brand new with a brand new pixel. Facebook has this pixel thing.
Yeah.
So brand new ad account, everything is new, and directly website conversion optimized for purchase, even if I don't have any purchases. Because what Facebook does is that they're looking for the people that are buying online when you optimize for purchase. But if you optimize for engagement, they will look for people that comment, like, share. Yeah. It's good for turning your post viral and then use it as a conversion, but it's wasting more money.
Right.
You will be spending more money to build this viral thing.
This is a quick 30-second break to tell you about Oberlo 101, the ultimate course for starting and scaling your online business. For Oberlo 101, we worked with six-figure dropshippers to show you how to build a successful online business step by step. Oberlo 101 is more than 8 hours long. There are 23 different lessons, and there are all sorts of downloads that you'll get along the way. I promise you it's hardcore, and if you use the promo code STARTYOURS at checkout, you'll get 40% off. So go to oberlo.com/course and use the code STARTYOURS, all one word, to get 40% off. Do you anticipate that Facebook will be the primary advertising platform for dropshippers for some time to come, or is there something else on the horizon that you're really excited about in terms of making noise about products?
Yeah, actually there is this influencer stuff. Like everyone is doing influencers, and I think that it's a good way to boost your store when you're getting started, you can contact these influencers that have like a lot of followers, and you can pay them like really cheap. It's like $500 sometimes, maybe $100. Sometimes you don't even need to pay them. You can simply send them a free product. They're excited about it. And if your product is good, they will do a good review about it on their Instagram page. And this kind of stuff can bring you many sales to charge your pixel, before you even start on Facebook. And then you can start by retargeting them instead of starting with new cold ads. Instead of going directly to new people that never heard about your product or your brand, you can start by retargeting people that already engaged with your product through this influencer. So I think that influencers is definitely something that now is big on the online dropshipping business. Something that many people talked about but never really experienced with is dropshipping using Snapchat.
Okay.
I heard like many people doing that. Pinterest is starting to be like a new platform for dropshippers. And yeah, basically what I see is that dropshippers are getting smarter, and they start to understand that Facebook is only a channel to advertise. It's a channel to reach people that may be interested in your product. While when I got started in this business, like Facebook was like, this big thing, You upload an ad and you make sales. That's it. You don't need any other channels. You don't need Google. You don't need anything. And now people are starting to get more smart about it. They do Google ads. They do Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Snapchat. Like they try really everything.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a good thing because they start to treat their dropshipping store as a real business.
You mentioned spending, $500 or $1,000 on an influencer campaign or an influencer post. And I wanted to ask, how much money should people be prepared to spend up front? I mean, you talked about starting numerous stores over and over, and I know there have been a lot of headaches and failures along the way. What's a reasonable amount of money to anticipate putting into a store, to get things off the ground?
When I think about this question, I think that if you're starting like your own dropshipping store, business, whatever, have a business plan. Be prepared. Like if you're willing to spend $5K, what will you be spending this $5K for? Like $1,000 for product, $4,000 for ads. Like what will be you doing with this money? Many of the people, most of them, I think like over 90% of people, simply throw money on ads. They create a store, they find the products and start spending, wasting money out. Just wasting money on ads, testing. Eventually, they spend like $5K and they're like, wow, what happened? Like, how did I got to this point? Now I need to back to my daily job. Yeah. Now I need to, what will I eat? Like, they don't think about this kind of stuff. I got a message from a person once. He said like he sold this car to pay like for ads and stuff. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, do you have any kind of plan? Is this part of your strategy? Why did you do that? He's like, no, I just needed money for ads to test new products. So if you're getting started, I think that there is no amount of money. There is a minimum, you will be spending money. So you need a minimum. I think like $1,000 would be the minimum amount to get started and building like a real business. You can test products with $100 as well. Shopify is free for 40 days. And Facebook ads, like you can spend like $10 a day to test. So it's not really an expensive business, but I think you should consider at least $1K, like $1,000 just to get started.
It's not expensive, but it's not free.
Yeah, it's not free. I think that when you're brand new to this business, $1,000 would be like your fee to learn. This is your learning money.
What is that $1,000 gonna buy you?
Information.
Okay.
So if you're going for a product, for a specific product, and you tested it and you got like good results, so sales, breaking even, losing a bit of money, I think you should keep doing the same niche because you're learning more and more and more about this audience. And at some point you can say like, okay, I'm stopping now. Let's see what happens. What is happening? Okay, so I know that the customers are buying 25 to 44 age. Most of them are men from Texas or I don't know. This product is good for them, and I think that I can bring more value to this audience, to this niche, and now you can start focusing on that. Now, if you want to keep the general store, it's fine as well. You will build information about people that buy gadgets, But even if you do a general store, make sure you're under some kind of a niche, So if you're doing like accessories for a phone, stay in the accessories field. Gadgets, drones, I don't know, but in the same field, because people that love accessories for mobile will probably like drones as well, It's the same thing. The more money you waste on Facebook, the more data you get. So you learn more about this audience. And I think that if you're going to spend money online, spend it to buy information. This is like the biggest thing you need to know. It's not like you're not buying like sales, you're buying information.
One thing I know that Ecom Hunt specializes in is price recommendations. And I think pricing products is a headache for a lot of dropshippers because you have to account for the marketing and you have to account for the shipping. And then if there's discounts going on, I mean, there's just a lot of moving parts. What are your pricing recommendations based on, and what are kind of some rules of thumb that you think people should remember with pricing?
I think that pricing should be always like at least 2x. So if the product is $10, 2x, at least. Then if you're getting started, and this is most of the people, you should price it a bit lower. Like when people ask me about pricing, like, why do you sell like this cheap? You will lose money. I say, I know, it's part of the plan. It's like, what plan? Like, I created an entire plan. I'm going to waste $500, for example, going to bring in sales. I'm going to see sales. When you get sales, you get excited, you get motivated because people are buying. You're like, then I'm selling. Yeah, I'm losing money, but I'm selling. So if you're getting started, lower the price. Don't be scared to lose money. You're not losing money. You're buying customers, you're buying information. Then you can use that information to buy more customers that will be profitable. Or you can sell these customers even more. We actually called customers. Like when we started with the photography store, some of our customers bought like one, twice, a third time, and then we started calling them. Like, hey, what's up, John? Yeah, it's Mike from a store. It's like, yeah, cool. I said, do you remember us? It's like, yeah, I remember. Your products are great. So he's really excited about hearing someone from the company just purchased that is actually calling them. They're really happy about it. So you're like, we have this new promotion this week, and we're going to sell like 50% discount on our entire collection of tripods. Is this something that you may be interested in? And I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. Can you call me later on? And like, yeah, sure. So we're starting to create like this relationship with our customers where we actually call them. And we're making like really good sales by calling them, not even using Facebook marketing. And the way we got to these customers is by selling at a loss. We sold like product that we're losing money on the marketing, but we have a customer that is happy with our company, that he paid like a cheap price, a good quality product, and now we can call him and sell more. And this is where you make the money on the back end. It's not like the front end. The front end is only in the software industry, call it like acquisition. There you have the part of the acquisition. How much are you willing to pay for a customer? And then you have the retention. And this is the lifetime value. How much money can you make your customer spend on your brand? And this is where the big money is. It's not the front end. And this is really also something that really confuses many dropshippers, that they think that the product that they're now testing and selling, this is what will bring them success. The truth is not. Like a few of them, yes. A few people that have this luck, they land on this like really, really viral product and make a lot of money selling a product that goes viral. They make like 7 figures, and then they start like teaching other people about it, but it's not something that you can teach. It's a chance, it's luck. It's not science. The science behind whatever business you do is the retention part in any type of business, dropshipping, softwares, offline businesses, everything. The business starts when the customers buy from you again. This is where your business starts. This is where dropshipping, I think, gets real, gets serious.
So I assume that you're not still calling your customers. What would be the retention?
I do call them sometimes. Okay. Yeah, I do call them.
I stand corrected. But what would be the retention, methods or strategies that you would encourage people to try to?
Well, I don't think that it's like there is like this metric that you should be following. You should be like watching every day. Like, this is the metric that I need. The most important about these metrics is about how much money you're spending. So if you acquire a customer for let's say $10, and you're losing $5 on him, you need to make these $5 back and more. So $5 is your minus. You need to break even, and then you need to make your profit. I like to do this like within the first 2 months, because if you wait too long, they will forget about you. So I think that the first 2 months is like really important. Email marketing, send them emails. If you're not comfortable with calling, email is good as well. You know that they received the package, send them a personal email, make it look personal. Hey John, we just heard that you got a product. Would you mind to vote like from 1 to 10 or 1 to 5? How do you like our product? I think there is an app that does that. I think
there's a lot of feedback apps.
Lux is a really famous one, I think. They do that, and it's really cool. You get like honest reviews from customers, what they think about the product and everything. So you could be easily upselling them more products, because you know what they think, you know what they want now. And this is for me, this is where it starts. You have the testing part, and then you have like the real thing. Talking to your customers, checking out like, are you happy with my brand? Can I continue selling to other people? This is like your how do you call it, your stamp. This is your stamp.
Sure.
This is a stamp that says like, my customers love me, and it motivates you. You get excited about it, it motivates you, and you get like this strong will of continuous. You want to continue selling to other people. You will be contacting magazines, blogs, websites, YouTubers. You will start contacting anybody out there, because you know that your product is good, then you can sell it to more people. So I think that this is something like really, really important if you're dropshipping.
All right, so you have an awesome product that you've ordered and that you've tested, that you're proud of, and then you find prices that you think are reasonable, and they fit kind of the business plan you have. And then another big element to the equation is targeting. And you can have beautiful Facebook ads and your pixel and everything set up just right, but if you're not targeting correctly, then there are going to be issues. What have you learned about targeting, and what would you suggest people keep in mind as they target this beautiful ad that they created?
I think that when it comes to targeting, it's always the same. Like for a few years now, it's been always the same. It will always be the same. You need to be creative with your targeting. And when I say creative, you need to like build this prototype of the right customer. You need to build like, who is this customer? Why would it buy from you? What problem do you solve? Why is this cool for this type of people? So you really want to build like a fake, a virtual
persona,
person.
Right?
Yeah, you want to build that. And as soon as you have this image in your head, and like, this is the type of people that I think would be interested in this product, this is when you open Facebook and start doing targeting. This is like step one. Now you know what? This is step two, actually. Step one would be like the research. So when we started, like, and I do this all the time, when I test a product, I always search online. I search for blogs, magazines, stores, competition stores, brands. I check like Facebook pages. I go scroll in the comments, like I open an advertisement on some page that is related to that specific niche, and I'm start to read, the comments. And then I open profiles of those people just to see like, who are these people? And you can learn a lot from them. You can see like if most of them are women or men. So if most of them are women, it's probably a woman targeting, know. Then you can see from the pictures, are they younger, older women, like 45, 60, what is the range, the age range. And there is something cool about Facebook that some people forget to disable which pages they like. So if you go inside a profile of someone that commented on this specific niche of whatever product you want to test, you can see like which pages they like. So if you open like a few profiles, let's say you sample like maybe 10 profiles that are relative, that are all connected to the niche that you want to sell, and then you open the likes page for each one of them and start scrolling down, and then you find those pages that no one knows about them that you can actually target on Facebook. So if you find like, you make a list like how many common Facebook pages, which is interest, like in the how many interests you find, how many common interests you find within this audience, this is probably the right interest to target.
Right.
And it will be low. The target will be low, but it will be super like sniper targeting. It will be like really, really focused. So you will have like 100,000 audience size, maybe 200,000, but it's enough. It's enough to get started. This is my way of targeting. I do like sometimes to do like really broad stuff. Like if I have like a mobile case, I have no clue who will buy this product. I will start like really broad. So iPhone owners, age 18 to 25 maybe, or 25 to 44, and that's it. And go really wild, really broad. But this kind of ad sets are really expensive.
Yeah.
You need to spend like at least $50 a day just to understand what's happening with these ad sets. So if you're a beginner, I don't suggest this method, but go for the first one.
You had a funny story about how you had a product, a mosquito killer product, and then you common sense said, hey, let's target hot places with mosquitoes, and that's probably where I would have started as well. It makes total sense, but that didn't work out. Tell me about kind of the second level of targeting that you did there.
Yeah, so the first part was like hot places, like you said. It's not even my idea. It's like we did this. We're consulting our users. Like sometimes they ask questions about targeting and store reviews and stuff. So one of them asked about this product, this mosquito product, and he asked one of our mentors like about this product. So my mentor asked like, what would you do? Like, what is the targeting for mosquitoes? And the first thing that came to my head, like, I don't know, I have a kid, like a really small one, he's like eight months now. And what bothers me with mosquitoes is that they ambush my kid. Like every morning I see him scratching his skin. It's a painful sight. It's really hard to see your child like suffering for these mosquitoes. So I was like, you know what? Target young parents, because this is something that I know that I'm sure that most people don't even think about it because they don't have any kids. Most of them like young entrepreneurs. They don't have kids, they're not even married, so they will never come up with this idea. And this is what he suggested that member, and he actually got sales. He was starting getting sales, and it was like, he said like, wow, the targeting worked. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. So something that a friend of mine told me like a long time ago, when he told me this targeting secret, I call it, he said like, when you're targeting something, what is that no one knows? And I was like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean? And it's like, if you're targeting, for example, fishing, do you know the name of you say like top 5 brands for fishing rods? Like, no, I'm not a fisherman. I don't know. Like, exactly. If you're doing targeting, try to target stuff that most people don't know about. And so if you're going for fishing, for example, or for photography, go for brands. Go for famous people in this niche, because those who know those brands are your buyers. This is pretty much like the concept of targeting. You want to target the stuff that only the people that are actually your customers, those are the people that you want, know about. So in photography, for example, we targeted like a tripod company name. It's called Manfrotto. I don't know if you know that one. Good sign. Ask somebody like, do you know this?
I'm not a potential customer.
Yeah,
so
you're not that's great. This is targeting, So if you ask like a photographer and like, what is Manfrotto? It's like, yeah, it's a tripod company. Boom. This is your targeting. This is where you're gonna get started. Just sit down, make your plan, make your strategy plan, learn your audience, learn what you're going to target, and then go, jump, do it.
it's a beautiful place to stop.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat, Mordecai. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, David here. Thanks again to Mordecai, and thanks again to you as well for joining us. If you're looking for more episodes of Start Yours, you can find them wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll be releasing more episodes all the time, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of those. And of course, we'd be thrilled if you took a moment to leave a review. Also, Oberlo.com has you covered for blog posts, ebooks, and other goodies on e-commerce and starting a business. And you can find Oberlo on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Finally, if you'd like to reach us via email, shoot us a note at podcast@oberlo.com. All right, talk to you soon.